Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. For 769 days, Ukraine defends itself against the forces of the Russian invasion. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky signed a number of laws regarding conscription to the armed forces. The president signed a law to reduce the age limit of conscripts eligible for mobilization from 27 to 25 years, reports Radio Liberty. The document was awaiting for a signature in the president's office from June 2023. Another law cancelled the status of partially fit for military service. Men who have it will have to undergo another medical examination within 9 months. New rules indicate that there are only two categories of people, fit and unfit for military service. Therefore, another medical commission must determine which category a person belongs to. The law also provides for the opportunity for military personnel to stay abroad for treatment for up to 12 months without having to pass a military medical board every 4 months in person. In addition, it is now possible to have a leave for care for a sick child under the age of 14. Compensation to the family of the military killed in action has been outlined in the law as well at the level of 15 million hryvnia, which is $380,000. Previously, it was assigned by the decision of the president as Supreme Commander-in-Chief. Zelensky also signed the law on the electronic cabinet of conscripts, reports Ukrainska Pravda. The law envisages the creation of a single electronic register of conscripts and the automatic receipt of a certificate of participant in hostilities. The Ministry of Defense of Ukraine earlier announced that they plan to launch an electronic office of conscripts in the second quarter of 2024. According to Deputy Defense Minister Katerina Chornogorenko, in the conscripts office it will be possible to update the personal data without visiting the territorial recruitment centers. The Cabinet of Ministers allowed some male students to go abroad to participate in academic mobility programs, reports BBC News Ukraine. Due to the martial law, Ukrainian men from 18 to 60 are banned from traveling abroad, with only some exceptions for those who have 3 underage kids, are not fit for service or go on a short business need and have a conscription waiver from their employer. According to the decision, male students aged from 18 to 22 years old who are not subject to conscription for military service during mobilization and study on a full-time basis in state universities, obtain a bachelor's degree, master's degree in medicine, pharmacy or veterinary field, will be allowed to travel abroad for up to 1 semester. We would really appreciate if you could rate us, ideally with 5 stars, and leave a glowing review in the app where you're listening to this podcast, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and others. This way more people would learn about the podcast and truth about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Yesterday, Russian forces conducted a missile strike against the city of Dnipro, reports Unian. At least 18 civilians were wounded in the result of the strike. In his evening video address, President Volodymyr Zelensky informed that the rescue operation is underway. The buildings of a college and the kindergarten were damaged. The head of state said that, quote, "It is important that Russian terrorists are getting responses to their strikes. Each time they are getting more and more far-reaching responses. I am grateful to each of our warriors, to all Ukrainians who ensure this," unquote. Unmanned aerial vehicles yesterday attacked Russian defense industry production facilities in the Russian Federation's Tatarstan Republic, reports Ukrainska Pravda. In particular, companies in the cities of Yelabuga and Nizhnekamsk were under attack, which resulted in an explosion and injured people. Earlier, it was reported that Shahed drones were being assembled in Yelabuga. Ukrainska Pravda sources in the intelligence have indicated that the attack was carried out by Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, which deployed large airplane-like drones. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just 2 people and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.